This lesson is adding interactivity with the jQuery UI framework. In this lesson, you'll work with Dreamweaver CC's new jQuery UI widgets and how you can use them to add interactive elements to your page, and then customize them using your own styles. Specifically, you'll be working with the jQuery UI tabbed control. So before you get started, you'll want to set up your BB15's lessons folder as a site within Dreamweaver. Once that is complete, you'll want to open the index start HTML document. So before doing anything else, let's just take a step back and talk about the jQuery UI frameworks. Previous users of Dreamweaver may recall using Spry widgets. The jQuery UI widgets replace the proprietary Spry frameworks with an open framework. This is essentially a library of elements called widgets that can be used as elements on your page that can then become interactive. So what's happening here is you're using JavaScript, or more specifically, Dreamweaver is using JavaScript. All of these widgets are things you cannot create in HTML, and they provide an enhanced user experience. To begin working with these jQuery UI widgets, you can go to the Insert panel and choose the jQuery UI category from the dropdown. This lists all the jQuery UI widgets available within Dreamweaver. So as you can see, you can create accordions, tabs, and other controls such as the date picker and progress bar. And the one you'll be working with is this tabs control. This will let us create a region on our page that will allow you to show multiple panels of information in a limited space by providing a tabbed interface to switch between the panels. So you can see here we have some placeholder text where we want to insert our tabbed panels. So we'll go ahead and select that and delete it. And leaving our cursor underneath the title, Welcome to Organic Utopia, we'll click the Tabs button, and our new Tabs control is inserted into our page. As you can see, the default color scheme for the tab control uses a light gray gradient, and you'll change that using CSS in a moment. But for now, let's add content to our new tab control. If you click within the tab control and then click the border, you'll select the tab control and display the properties in the property inspector. And about the center of the properties inspector, we have a panels control where we can list the tabs 1, 2, and 3. We can add new tabs, we can delete tabs, and we can change the order of the tabs using these up and down arrows. To change the labels on those tabs, we'll select the placeholder text and type our new text. For example, what's new? And we'll do the same for tab 2 using featured. And finally for tab 3 using testimonials. The text we want displayed in our panels is listed below. To add the text to our panels, we'll select our first paragraph here, shop in the green, and pressing Command X or Control X will cut that content. We'll highlight our placeholder text, and Command V or Control V will paste that text. To go to our second tab, mouse over the tab until you see an icon appear, and click on that icon. Next, we'll select our featured stuff content, cut it, and paste it in place of content 2. And of course, the next thing you do is add the text to the testimonials pane. But for now, we'll go to File, Save, and when we do, Dreamweaver will bring up a Copy Dependent Files dialog box. And here you can see that there are a number of jQuery assets that Dreamweaver is going to save that will enable our tab control to work properly. So we're going to go ahead and click OK. And now we can go to File, Preview in Browser, and choose our browser. And then our page loads in the browser, and we can see that our tab control is working properly as we switch from tab to tab. So now let's go ahead and apply some CSS styles to our tab control so that it matches our overall page layout. We'll close the browser and return to Dreamweaver. As you can see in the related files bar, in addition to our original styles CSS and nav style CSS, we now have a number of CSS files and JavaScript files that were added to support our tab control. It's the file jQuery UI theme min.css that we want to pay particular attention to. This is the primary style sheet that all of the jQuery UI widget styles are based upon. The jQuery UI tab control also has a style sheet for adjusting its related styles. So now we're going to go ahead and modify some of these styles. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize my insert panel and go to my CSS designer And in the sources panel, I want to choose that jQuery UI theme min CSS file. The specific selector I'm interested in is the UI widget header selector. And here we can see the background is applied using a combination of a light gray color and an image. We're going to go ahead and click that and modify it so that we just use a background color. And the color we're going to apply is pound 88B036. And this sets the back of our tab control to the same green we're using in our navigation bar. Next, I want to set the background color of the active tab, which is currently set to white. And to do that, I want to find the selector that begins with UI state active. And here I'll adjust the background color to pound CF9. Next, we'll set the hover state to the same color. And to do that, we'll choose the selector that begins with UI state hover and set that background color to CF9 as well. Finally, we'll set the background color of our tabs in the default state using the selector UI state default and setting the background color to the same color we used for the background color of the tab panel, pound 88B036. Now that we've completed our styles, we can go to the File menu, Save All, and let's file and preview in browser. So here we have our newly restyled jQuery UI tab control. So that's it for now. In this lesson, you've learned how to use one of the new jQuery UI widgets in Dreamweaver CC and adjusted the styles to suit your page design. This lesson was adding interactivity with the jQuery UI framework.